Hi guys, my name's Frank and I will be covering cohesion in teams. So firstly, I'm going to define the different types of cohesion in sports teams. Secondly, I will cover the 5 functions and dysfunctions amongst a sports team and exercises on how to create the building blocks for cohesion. Lastly, I will give a real world example of social cohesion in professional sports. So first, I'm going to do a definition of terms. Um, so task cohesion refers to the degree to which individual members of a team work together to achieve a common goal. Social cohesion refers to the degree to which individual members of a team interact outside of the group and genuinely how much they dislike each other. And then there's 2 different types of sports teams. So there's interactive sports teams. These are ones that operate to achieve a common goal. An interactive team is judged or scored on the collective output of the team as a whole. So individual success does not mean team success. For example, football, soccer, basketball, baseball, and volleyball. Then there's coactive sports teams. These are ones that are judged upon individual member success, and individual results are recorded separate from the overall team success. So for example, most Olympic sports are all coactive sports teams. So next I'm going to talk about cohesion amongst interactive and coactive sports teams. So there was a survey done by Jones and Kajetsky. They further investigated this idea. The methodology they used for their survey included 206 Division II college students competing in interactive and coactive sports alike. In the survey, they found out there's a significant positive correlation between team success and overall cohesion amongst interactive sports. Subsequently, coactive sports showed a significant negative correlation between team success and overall cohesion. This included a negative correlation between task and social cohesion in comparison to team success. The study, interestingly, also found that female interactive sports were recorded significantly higher levels of cohesion compared to male interactive sports. I think this could help explain why, the UConn women's basketball team won 126 games in a row, which is one of the longest win streaks ever recorded in college or professional sports. Next, I'm going to talk about the 5 dysfunctions and functions of a sports team. So this model was first presented by Patrick Lencioni in his book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team Model. The first dysfunction is the base model. It's based on a lack of trust. So individual team members must be open with one another. They must be open about their mistakes, flaws, and weaknesses in order to build cohesion with one another. Trust must be earned in order for positive conflict to occur. A lack of trust leads to fear of conflict. Second dysfunction is fear of conflict. Teams that lack trust are incapable of engaging in unfiltered and passionate debate of ideas. Instead, they result to veiled discussions and guarded comments. The third dysfunction is a lack of commitment. Lack of healthy conflict and the ability to be open with each other leads to a lack of commitment to the team and poor decision making. This leads to the fourth dysfunction, which is avoidance of accountability. So lack of commitment leads to avoidance of accountability. If team members can't commit to each other and more importantly to their team goals, then they are going to be more hesitant to call each other out on each other's actions and behaviors. So the fifth dysfunction is lack of attention to results. This is when team members put their individual needs, such as ego, career development, or recognition, or even the needs of their division above the collective goals of the team. So next I'm going to talk about the importance of trust. So Lencioni defines trust as trust is the confidence among team members that their peers' intentions are good and that there's no reason to be protective or careful around the group. In essence, teammates must get comfortable with being vulnerable with one another. So trust being the foundation of the model is more so about teammates holding each other's vulnerabilities and the confidence that they will not be used against one another. In other words, teams must build a vulnerability-based trust with each other. Next, I'm going to talk about some team building exercises to create cohesion. So the first team building is for trust team building. The first exercise is known as personal histories exercise. This involves members of a team sitting at a table and answering simple topographical questions about family members, hobbies, your first job, your worst job, etc. The second exercise is known as team effectiveness exercise. This involves team members identifying the single most important contribution that each of their peers make to the team, and also one aspect to which each member can improve upon. Next is overcoming conflict. So Lencioni talks about real-time permission. This technique involves recognizing when team members are getting uncomfortable and reminding them that it's necessary for the benefit of the group to get through that conflict. After, you want to try to create commitment towards the team. So a powerful strategy for ensuring commitment is using cascading messaging. This involves team members reviewing the key decisions or aspects of a meeting or practice. Everyone should come out of the meeting agreeing upon what needs to be accomplished. Reinforcing and communicating the team's goals ensures commitment. So some strategies that Lencioni presents include simple and regular progress reviews. These include teammates communicating with one another on a regular basis about how they feel each person is doing. Another strategy involves shifting rewards from the individual to the team. This can help create a culture of accountability for one another for the team. Next is ensuring the attention is focused on team results. So publicly declaring results is one strategy that he talks about in his book, ensures that teams understand and are confident in their desired outcomes. Another is result-based rewards. There's another effective way to ensure that the attention of the team is focused on the collective results. Next, I'm going to talk about some real-life examples of cohesion amongst professional sports. So social cohesion is just as important as task cohesion in terms of team success. Let's talk about Phil Jackson of the Chicago Bulls for an example. The Bulls were a really good team before Phil Jackson. They had multiple playoff runs, but they never reached the finals. Not until Phil Jackson and some additional Hall of Famers did they go on their historic run in the 90s. The method behind Phil's madness can be directly applied to Lencioni's 5 dysfunctions or functions of a team. An article that I read by Ben Hinson titled "How to Build a Strong Team" went into this, and it helps further explain the effectiveness of social cohesion. Firstly, Hinson states, encouraging open communication, sharing team tactics and strategies, recognizing and rewarding individual contributors, and getting big egos to collaborate effectively are reasons why Phil Jackson is regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time. So Jackson was known as the Zen master for his team building strategies amongst the Chicago Bulls. So Phil would hold regular group meditation sessions for the Bulls players. The meditation sessions helped bring the players closer to one another on a more personal level. So Hinson further states that on strong teams, you'll find open and honest communication, shared goals, credit for one another, trust, and conflict resolution, all things that are talked about by Lencioni in his book and How to Create a Cohesive Team. So trust was most apparent in Game 6 of the 1997 NBA Finals when Steve Kerr, a guard for the Bulls, hit a 3 in the final seconds that helped the team win the game. Before Jordan won multiple championships, he was known as a selfish player. He was always the one to take the final shot. But as the team grew closer together over the years, Jordan's trust in his teammates, it grew. On that final play, Jordan had an opportunity to take the final shot, but he decided to pass it to a wide open Kerr. So Jordan's trust in his coaches and his teammates that accumulated over the years was put on display in the biggest event in basketball and resulted in their 5th world championship. Increased social cohesion amongst the players showed a direct result in overall team success.